guys, and welcome to the Laundry Chat podcast. My name is Oh, dang it, I always forget to say that this is a place where we're sorting out life's laundry. My name is Molly Marco, and today we're going to talk about several mistakes that I've made in my life. And I want to put a disclaimer, they are not regrets. I don't regret, any of them because I've learned a lot from them, but they are mistakes that if I could tell you to avoid them, I would. They range from a mix of little stupid things to kind of bigger things that actually could really change your life. So yeah, I think there's about 10, so we're gonna get right into them. All right, the first mistake that I want you to avoid is focusing so much on your grades. They are important. It's good to work hard and get good grades and learn in school, but a couple C's on a test or C's in class or D's or F's, it doesn't, your grades really don't determine your success in life. It's just I don't know. And especially for the person, most likely if you're listening to this, you're probably just that's not your story. You probably aren't failing all your classes, but you probably overly stress over, your bio test or, the college essay that you need to write. And I'm just here to tell you that after, going through college, going through high school, being the most picky person on grades, they really aren't that big of a deal in the end. It's so much more better to, instead of studying for your test hours on end, going out with your friends and getting coffee with someone or going for a walk or I don't know, even just redecorating your room or something. Those are really dumb examples, but grades, they're just, and again, I don't want to say fail all your classes, drop out of school. I just want you to make sure that you're lining up your priorities, and putting people above perfect grades. I think maybe I've mentioned that before, but I just want to reiterate that, that you can just kind of let a little bit of that pressure go of getting all A's in every single one of your classes and on every single test of yours. Okay, the second thing that I made a mistake on is wasting so much money on clothes that I either don't wear, don't feel comfortable in, just I thought that I liked, but just kind of half liked. It's so important to get clothes that you really fully like. I got, especially since I go thrift shopping, the clothes are $2, $5, and it's really easy to just buy whatever, and you just have all this clothes. But I've really gotten a lot more picky on, buying clothes that I actually love, and then kind of wearing the clothes that I love and not being afraid to wear them. Because I'm very aware of what people would think of me or how they would view me. So it keeps me from wearing a lot of clothes that I really would love, which then keeps me from buying a lot of clothes that I really love too. But yeah, just be careful where you're spending your money, especially on clothes since trends come and go. And yeah, if I could get that money back from all of those stupid purchases that I made, I would. I wish I could, but oh well. All right, the third mistake that I've made was not learning how to say no earlier. Lisa Turkhurst wrote this book called The Best Yes, and I read it, I think, my sophomore year of college. And it, opened my eyes to, I don't need to say yes to everything, and it's good. You know what I mean? I can't say yes to everything, and saying no is sometimes the best thing, too. So that really changed my whole, the rest of my college career, because I was saying yes to the things that were best for me, and I was saying no to things that would stop me from saying yes to a better thing. So yeah, whether you're in high school or college or middle school, I highly recommend you reading that book, and also just learning that saying no is okay and it doesn't make you a bad person. All right, the fourth thing that I have made a mistake on, especially looking back at college, was not being as social. And again, I don't necessarily regret it, but I do wish I wasn't so scared of people. I wasn't so scared of myself around people. I just feel like instead of, like so many, I don't know, like there just could have been so many opportunities that I could have formed better relationships with people. I could have been, asked them to do more things, or, gotten to know people better. Again, the people that I do know and the people that I did meet and the relationships that I do have are wonderful and great, and I'm really thankful for them. But I do just wish that I put myself out there more, like stuck with groups maybe, like that's just like so not me. Like it's just so not something that I like intend to do. But I do wish that I just would have been a little less scared of people in college. Okay, I think we're on the sixth thing now. I would say a mistake that really kind of changed my life was dating a non-Christian, or someone who didn't, fully like live their life as a Christian, and take it seriously. And it was long. It was like 2 years. I was dating this person, and it made me, cross some lines that I never thought I would, and it made me like isolate myself from other people. And as much as I like thought that it was okay in my mind, and I like justified it in my mind and gave me reasons in my mind to keep going with a relationship, like it just like it didn't work, like it wasn't balanced, and I couldn't grow, and he like couldn't grow either in the way that he wanted to. And it was just, we kept kind of like in middle school at youth group, they gave us this image of, someone standing on a chair and someone on the ground, and then either the person on the chair had to pull the person on the ground up, or the person on the ground had to pull the person on the chair down. And it's a lot easier for the person on the ground to pull the person on the chair down versus like the person on the chair lifting them up. So kind of like the same image as like a Christian would be the person on the chair, and then like the non-Christian would be the person on the ground. And I never forgot about that, because it just like, I did feel myself getting pulled down and doing things I never thought I would, living in a way that, like sacrificing things that I never thought I would, and just becoming a person that I didn't really recognize. So I know that it seems like a good idea, and that you can, lead them to Christ, or you can change the way they're living, but it's way harder. Like I know that it could be possible. Like there is times when that happens, but the chances is like really, really slim. And it's just like, it's so exhausting, and you really do become a different person. So yeah, dating a non-Christian or someone who isn't on the same like idea of faith as you, it just isn't the best choice. Okay, oh gosh, now I forget like what 7 maybe we're on. I would say would be letting how I look determine how I live. There's been so many instances where I'm scared of the rain because my hair will get frizzy. I don't want to go swimming because I don't feel like I look good in a swimsuit. My skin is breaking out, so I don't want to go, to that, event or whatever. Like there has been so many instances where I hide myself because I don't feel like I look like beautiful, or up to the standard that I feel like I need to be. I was just talking to my friend about this too, about my friend at their birthday, we went to their cabin and we're on the pontoon and everyone's jumping in and I didn't. And it was mainly just because it's so much work to like get wet and like have your hair and like makeup and everything. And it sounds so like, I hate myself for this, but like it's because it sounds so horrible, but it was just too stressful to like, to do that. So I didn't jump in. I was literally the only one on the boat not jumping in. And like, it's okay. Like it ended up being fine. But like, I realized that like, it's not just me that it affects, but my friend was telling me how like her and her other friend and my other friend were like talking about it. And like, why didn't Molly do that? Like, it just felt like, I wasn't fully there. And so it's not even just like you that it affects like the people who love you. Like they're wondering why you're not living like to the fullest, and they don't see like how you look. Like they don't see all the little like, the breakout that you had this morning, or that your hair is like really like not perfectly straight. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I would tell you that how you look doesn't make your life. Your life is more than how you look. and you should live it even if you feel like you look gross. And I'm still working on this. Just to let you know, I still am not like, I'm still making this mistake consistently. But I do like wish that you could avoid it too. Okay, the next thing, I think we're on 8 maybe, is, okay, speaking of how you look, don't get a spray tan before a photo shoot. It was my junior prom. I wanted to be tan, of course, for prom because, you know, of course, in Wisconsin, you would be glowing tan by the time April comes. So I got a spray tan. Most awkward thing ever. Like, I had to, like, stand there basically naked. And it was so peachy. I looked like I was just a sunset on fire. Like, I was just... It was the kind of glow that you don't want. And before, like, it was a couple days before the junior prom, but in between there, I had photo shoots for Royalty, the court that I was on. And in those pictures, I was seriously, out of everyone else looks like normal skin tones. I was just like an orange. It looks like I just like someone put like a crayon of like orange on my face. And I have those pictures forever now to remind me to never to do that. And now when my kids look at it, they're gonna see like, oh, but I maybe that is something I do regret. But I did learn from it, so hopefully this can help you avoid that. Don't get a spray tan like a day before a photo shoot or even prom. It's probably not the best idea. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Oh, okay. The next thing, I think, is this the last one? I wonder. Oh, okay. So this is number 8, actually. Or number 9, just kidding. So next thing a mistake that I wish that I could have avoided was not going to church consistently. I've been talking about this a lot lately, and that's only because, I finally, like, decided to make it a priority in my life, like, and go, even though, and like, for the past times, I've been going by myself. And it's honestly going by yourself is sometimes better. I've realized, even though it's like terrifying and I feel like everyone knows that I'm by myself and they're looking at me, they're not, but it feels like it. Go to church. And throughout college, I've kind of been like, I have just been inconsistent with it, but ever since I graduated college, I really wanted to make it something that I do and make time for and do. So that has just helped me. And I feel like, looking back, if I would have been going to church, you know, every Sunday or even Saturday or watch online, I just would have been in a better place. And I wouldn't have felt so like empty inside, you know? There's just something about church and worshiping and being around other Christians that you can't get anywhere else but church. So yeah. If you're about to go into college or you're in college, I highly recommend you find a church or find a group, like a small group, a crew. And if you're, you know, in middle school or high school, like, go to your youth group. If your, you know, church from your family is like not like, you know, if you're not really feeling it or your family doesn't go to church, yeah, youth group, anything. I just think it's really important, and I didn't realize it when I was like back in college and high school, but now it's really making a difference in how I view me and how I view my relationship with God and how I view other people. So, yes. Okay, and the last thing that I made a mistake in was, and I still make this mistake too, as I'm sure all of you guys do, is wishing that things would go faster. I just remember, you know, it's like that same thing in middle school. You can't wait to get to high school. And then when you get to high school, you can't wait to just graduate and leave. I remember like senior year just being like, oh my gosh. And then once you get to college, you're like, oh my gosh, like, I mean, college is fun, but like, I want to, you know, get out in the real world and, you know, like all this stuff. And there's just certain periods of your life that, and it might not even be a big thing like college. It could be within college. Like, wow, like, I really wish this like class would just be over. I wish this, you know, friendship would just like work itself out. Like, just like, I wish I didn't rush through so much of my life in my mind. I wish that I appreciated things more as they were and didn't stop like dwelling in the past. and also didn't stop like just like waiting for the future to come and wishing it would come sooner. So yeah, I think we do that all the time. I think it's really hard to avoid, and I'm still learning how to avoid making this mistake all the time. But I think the one thing that I have been doing to help myself not make that mistake as often is just like thinking in the future, and me thinking of future me looking back, and thinking of how much I'm going to miss this. I think a lot of times of the house that I live in with like 4 other girls and our cat, and how sometimes it just gets like intense, or it gets like there's like a little bit of drama, or I don't know what's going on, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I can't wait to just be on my own and do my own thing, and like not have to worry about like, you know, 4 other girls doing their own thing. But then when I think of myself like looking in the future, looking back, I realize like, oh wait a second, like I love this. Like there is like these little things that I'm like complaining about and worrying about don't really matter, and there's just I just have it really good, as you do too. You know, there are little things in your life that are good right now, and even if they're not good and you feel like you're struggling, and it's just like the worst time and you hit rock bottom, like this time God has put you in so you can learn something from it. You can grow through it. You can get stronger because of it. So even though I know you want it to end and you want to get past it, I just encourage you to just like cling harder to God through the time, and just like wait it out with Him, and listen to what He has to tell you, because I don't know. It'll make you better, and it will make you just more like Jesus in the end, no matter what season you're going through, good or bad. So yeah, all these mistakes basically have taught me some way or another to be more like Jesus, and I think that's all it is in the end, really. Anyways, I hope that they help you too, and any mistake that you've made is just leading you to be more like Him, because He is honestly the coolest person that I know, and He is what this world needs more of, and any step that I can take to be more like Him is just like, yes. So I really hope that you guys learn something from my mistakes, and yeah, I hope that you learn something from your own mistakes too, and realize that it's okay, and that life is just all about learning, and we're all just learning together. So yeah, again, thank you. Oh gosh, I'm so stuttery today. What the heck is wrong with me? I need like more coffee, I think. But anyways, thanks you guys for listening. As always, it is so special to be your friend and to just talk with you guys and share things that have been in my life and that I've been thinking about. And yeah, it really just means a lot that you decided to click on this podcast. So thank you. Let me know if there's anything that you want to talk to me about. I would actually, oh my gosh, I forgot about another thing that I was going to say. Okay, before I leave, the last lesson that I've learned is, okay, so bonus tip. Maybe I'll put music. Bonus tip. One thing that I do regret, or not regret, but like the one mistake that I make and continue making is not asking for help. I am not a person that really like, reach out to someone, or, ask for prayer, or, message someone or text someone or talk to someone about something unless like they ask me. But I wish that I would have reached out to the people who care about me, instead of thinking that I'm a burden or that I'm crazy. Yes, I wish I would have asked for help more often. So, please do that if you are struggling, if you feel your mind just like going in a bad place, or if you feel alone, or if you there's an addiction you're struggling with, or anything, even like a relationship that feels like it's bad, please reach out for help. Not that it's going to fix everything, but I hope that you ask for help when you need it, because I know how that is. I'm definitely not a person who does that, but I'm learning to be better at it. So yes. Okay, before I sign off, I'm going to run through quick the tips, or like the mistakes that I've made, and then I'll sign off. Okay, so these might not be in order, but number 1, wishing that things would go faster. Number 2, focusing so much on grades. Number 3, getting a spray tan before a photo shoot. Number 4, not saying no when I can say no. Number 5, wasting money on clothes that I don't fully love, and not wearing the ones that I do. Number 6, are we number 6? Letting how I look determine how I live. Not going to church consistently. Number 8, not being as social as I could be because I'm super scared. Number 9, dating a non-Christian or someone who isn't living a Christian life. And number 10, oh my gosh, I think it was number 10. I think number 10 was just like the last one that I said, was not asking for help when you need it. So yeah, I don't know how long this podcast is, probably longer than I meant it to be, but if you're still listening, again, thank you for listening. I can't wait to see you guys next week and talk about more of our messes in our lives and hopefully, get it cleaned up together. So, all right, guys, I love you so much and have a great week. I will see you next week. Bye.